This is a reading of Brenda's blog titled, Listen, Your Heart is Talking. Dear ones, the Earth's chaos seems to be intensifying. It is difficult for you to trust yourself or anyone. You feel as if you're on an island surrounded by sharks and others who wish to do you harm. Many of you will deny that such is so, for you've been taught for eons to persevere, accept, and be responsible for your own pain and fears. At the same time, you should care for everyone else. So it is you're feeling some hidden emotions you have not acknowledged for eons, as well as the fears of others who cannot understand what is happening to them or the earth. You're likely exhausted, a bit fearful and anxious. You cannot see the light, for everything seems hazy and not quite right emotionally or spiritually. Are you not supposed to save the earth and those close to you? Are you not to put everyone else before yourself? And so it was. There is now a completely different framework for you to access and implement. A framework that starts with saving yourself, just as is true in an airplane by placing your oxygen mask on before helping others. Throughout the 3D Earth eons, the lie perpetrated by various religious groups, society, and your family was that you were to save others before yourself. If there were a burning building, you would be a hero if you entered that building to save another, even though you might lose your life. Does that mean you should no longer help or protect others? No. Instead, you are as important as anyone. Becoming a dead hero is no longer an accepted philosophy. Entering that burning building might mean 2 people die, or that firefighters might have to rescue you instead of others in the building. Heroism is shifting. In 3D, heroism was about risking your physical being to save someone, indicating you were not as valuable as the person or animal you saved. Of course, that last thought will upset many, for it is counterintuitive to your 3D world. Is not everyone equal and loved? So, if everyone is equal and loved, how can you determine you are more important than the person or animal in that burning building? Follow your inner voice, your heart, not the teachings of your community, but your inner voice. If that means entering the building, fine. But if you're entering the building because you feel you should, it is not your role. Many of you continue to act upon 3D societal rules that have little meaning for you. In 3D, heroes are given accolades for how wonderful or brave they were. Of course, those accolades mean little to them if they have sacrificed their physical being to do so. Now, many of you are cringing, for you're judging these statements based on society's shoulds instead of your inner voice. Society shoulds are no more. Societal shoulds are little different than constantly having your parents tell you what to do once you're an adult. You now make your decisions based on your inner voice, needs, heart, or whatever label you wish to apply to indicate your decisions are yours instead of others. Even though we of the universe has used a dramatic example of a burning building, rescuing others financially, emotionally, or physically because you feel you should, instead of your inner voice, merely means that you're applying 3D rules to a new world. You're no longer of 3D, nor do 3D rules apply. Of course, just thinking about the ramifications of that concept makes you nervous. What will others think of me? Should I walk past someone drowning? Our response can only be, what do you want to do? In 3D, you had obvious social rules, filled with shoulds and have-tos. Even though those rules might have changed a bit with each generation, the ongoing concept was that you should sacrifice for someone more important than you. That someone could be your child, parent, boss, elected official, leader, or anyone other than you. Sacrificing yourself no longer receives accolades. If such is so, how can you determine what you will die for? We return to your inner voice, your heart. Once you follow your heart instead of societal shoulds, wars and conflicts will decrease dramatically. Not because everyone agrees with the same concept, but because most will not sacrifice themselves for the needs or interests of a few leaders. This new world is about independent thought and action. As a result, the communities that form will be heart-driven instead of should-based. In 3D, a leader declares war and citizens of that country must fight, even though without that war they would never consider harming another. They're acting en masse for a societal should instead of an inner calling. The more you listen to your heart, the less likely you are to put your friends, community, country, family, or leaders before yourself. Listen. Your heart is talking. Your heart is your voice of self-love and self-action. There's nothing more we of the universes need to add. So be it. Amen.